भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्.
Now I would request Priyanka Jan ma'am to read out CP ma'am's message.
Thank you, sir. I take this opportunity to read ma'am's blessings today for all of us. Dear teachers, a guru or a teacher is the guiding light of universe. As an educationist, I make sure that the role of teachers at Amity is not just limited to exchange of knowledge, but also the founding pillars of a happy world. Children are like a clean canvas. The kind of colors splashed on this canvas will decide the paintings they become in life. So, as a guru, you have to choose your colors carefully and paint, as each canvas is unique and one careless stroke can spoil the painting forever. Hence, as you speak to your learners, choose your words with utmost care, as your one remark can make or break a child. The Online Professional Development Program 2021, organized for the second year, is an important step in this direction. Everyone's favorite president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, said, educationists should build the capacities of the spirit of inquiry, creativity, entrepreneurial, and moral leadership among students and become their real model. So, kindle the innate creativity and inquisitiveness of young learners and sculpt them as learners of life and learners for life, imbuing them the spirit of inquiry in such a way that they grow up as seekers of knowledge beyond books and boundaries. At Amity, we strive to give a direction to the dreams and desires of every young life whom we nurture. Remember, the role of a teacher is more than just making their students brilliant in academics. Our aim is to nurture their innate skills and give their wings a direction to fly unabated. As an educator, realize that this is not a task for only a few sessions or just the time that a child spends in school. It is a lifelong process if we wish to see them grow up into happy human beings. So, as you teach your learners the concepts of science and math, foster in them the respect for life, respect for elders, and respect for environment. As you teach them the basics of language, teach them the universal language of love. As you teach them the formula of physics and chemistry, inform them about the formula of sharing and caring, which makes world a better place. As they learn about economics, teach them the value of empathy that helps in running the economies and industries around the world. As they learn to run and win in sports, inculcate in them the spirit of being a sport in life. As they learn to write, teach them to script their own destiny by being the decision makers of their own life. At Amity, our aim is to nurture seekers of life and learners who keep on learning from everywhere, everyone, and every day. Dr. Nelson Mandela famously said, education is the most powerful weapon with which you can change the world. So, as a teacher, you have the power to change the world. You have the power to script the destiny of universe. You have the power to sculpt the future. This PDP has been designed in a way to ensure that together we shall enlighten every young life to fulfill the mission and vision of making India a vibrant knowledge hub by 2030 as envisaged by our founder President Sir, and make it a happy world. Wishing you all the best from our beloved chairperson, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for these inspiring words. Over to you, Arun sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
That was really very inspirational.
Good morning, Principal, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, I
Good
am
morning, ma'am.
so enlightened to see that
Good morning, ma'am.
listening attentively to Honorable Chairperson Ma'am's message. Very good morning to all of you, and let the session begin. All the best to to the resource persons and the organizing team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Please
you.
continue.
Our principal, Mrs. Aarti Chopra, a dedicated educationist with over 28 years of experience, is a firm exponent of amalgamating modern skills and teacher empowerment in education. Ma'am was recently awarded with the prestigious CBSE Principal Award 2020. Thank you, ma'am, for your motivation and guidance. I, Arun Kumar Pundir, PGT Commerce, on behalf of AIG 46, welcome you to this online professional development program for teachers hosted by AIG 46 under the guidance of our principal, ma'am, Mrs. Aarti Chopra, who has always inspired us with her innovative ideas. I, on behalf of AIG 46, extend a warm welcome to our resource persons, Mrs. Priyanka Jain and Mrs. Suman Jaiswal, who
Sir,
would be
could
the
you
resource
please change
persons
the slide?
for today. Ms. Priyanka Jain has a total teaching experience of 18 years, including 14 years of teaching experience in MIT International School, Sector 46, Gurugram. Since many years, she is the HOD Business Studies and class representative for Commerce Grade 11th and 12th. She has prepared students for many national and international competitions. She is the recipient of Vanitya Ratan Award for her students getting excellent result in class 12 board exams across Delhi NCR. Our second resource person for this session, Ms. Suman Jaiswal, has a total teaching experience of 12 years, including 3 years of teaching experience in MIT International School, Sector 46, Gurugram. She is a qualified CS. Her students have scored 100 marks in BST. She has prepared students for many competitions. She has been mentoring students for Wharton Investment Competition, and one of her teams qualified for Global Round in the year 2020. We welcome you, ma'am. Please accept virtual Tulsi sapling.
Thank you, sir.
Now I hand over the session to Ms. Priyanka Jain.
Thank you so much, sir. Good morning, dear teachers. Thank you so much for being present here for our session, the first session for PDP 2021. Just give me a second. I'll start sharing my screen. So if you could just stop sharing your screen, I'll start with
Yes,
mine.
ma'am.
Thank you, sir. It'll take a couple of minutes for the system to load, and immediately I'll start with the session. I hope my screen is visible. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think the recording is again started.
I think it's from head office, ma'am. So this time I'm not stopping it. I don't know, because as soon as that head office person was here, the recording started again.
Actually, recording started by some camera AIS RPR was written.
Yes, yes, yes. The day when we need the system, that day it really runs slow. I hope it will start in a minute or so. Is my screen visible? Can someone please confirm?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. So I begin my session with the blessings of God. Welcome you all to the Professional Development Program Session 1, that is on 3rd of July 2021, hosted by ASG 46. And this is our first session in Business Studies, where I'll be talking about the analysis of the new curriculum for Business Studies. Though there are not much changes in the curriculum this year, then we'll try to understand, or I'll try to just discuss with you to understand the new evaluation pattern that was issued by CBSE a few days back. Then what is the difference between the Consumer Protection Act 2019 and 1986 that we have been teaching to the students for so many years? Now, what changes are there? What things we need to incorporate in our classes while teaching this particular chapter? And then I'll try to touch a little bit upon the IT-enabled tools that can be used in business studies for making our online classes more interesting. And finally, a small worksheet for students related to the chapter Consumer Protection Act. I hope all of you will enjoy the session. And we'll try to interact as much as possible to make it a good learning experience. So I start with the pattern that has been issued by CBSE this year. It is actually related with the weightage or the percentage of the typology of questions. Every year this pattern comes for the teachers, which is helpful to us while making the question paper. But along with this, every year they used to give the blueprint also. Am I right, teachers? We used to get the blueprint also, where it used to be mentioned these many questions of 1 markers will be there, these many questions of 3 markers will be there, but I couldn't find that blueprint in the curriculum this year. Just wanted to confirm with you.
I too
Yes,
could
ma'am.
not do.
Yeah. So I was just wondering that when we are formulating the question papers for class 12 this year, what blueprint are we going to follow? Because here it clearly says that percentage 55% will be of remembering and understanding, 23.75 would be of application based. So I'm assuming these to be the case studies. But then again, 21.25% is related with analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So that could again be the competency based question, which they have mentioned in the document that was issued by CBSE recently, which says about the new paper pattern for academic year 21-22. In 21-22, it was clearly given that objective type questions will be of 20%. Case-based integrated questions will be 10%, and the remaining short answer and long answer would be 70%. This is what we were following in 2021. But in 21-22, it has again changed a little. It says competency-based questions will be 20%. And there it is mentioned these can be in the form of multiple choice questions, case-based questions, source-based questions, or any other types. And then objective type questions will also be there for 20%. So can we just have a quick discussion on it about what is our interpretation with this description that is given by CBSE? Richa ma'am, if we could start with you. Shall I show you that screen again, ma'am? Like if CBSE says that competency based question will be 20%, and if we have to make the question paper, then what weightage should we give to the 1 markers? If you can share your viewpoints and interpretations on it. Monica ma'am?
Ma'am, can you just share the slide
Yeah,
again?
yeah. Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
So what I believe, ma'am, I think last year what we had done was 12 markers were like the objective type, and then 8 marker they had done the source based. So now I
Right.
think it will be like 40% is the total now. So which
Yes.
means almost like
32.
from 80, it will be
32
32.
marks.
So it is
Yes.
like, yeah. Now पहले
Yeah.
वो 20 होता था, now it's almost 32 marks. So that's a, I think we'll have to give the source based questions separate from the normal
32. Apart from this 32 marks, we'll include the source-based questions.
यस मैम आई फील कि वो जो 32 मार्क्स है उसके अंदर हमको 20 मार्क्स का ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप और बाकी केस स्टडी और सोर्स बेस्ड क्वेश्चन अलग भी दे सकते हैं. दैट्स व्हाट आई थिंक.
Right. Even I was thinking the
I
same.
think once we get the sample paper, it will become more clear exactly what they are, hoping.
Yes, but generally they issue the sample paper in the month of September, and we start making the question papers for our term one somewhere in July and August. So I was thinking that this is the right platform where all of us can discuss that what type of question paper should we frame up for our class 12. Even I was interpreting it in the same way that the first part of the question paper could be 32 marks related with competency based, which includes MCQs, one markers, or could be fill in the blanks. And I mean, in this 32 marks, we will include the objective type questions also. And then in the remaining paper, that is 60%, 48 marks, we will include 3, 4, and 6 markers, since 5 marker was deleted last year. I don't know whether it will be there in this year's paper pattern or not.
Nitika ma'am raised her hand.
Yes, Nitika ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, ma'am, can you just put that?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I just came on to see.
No problem. Ma'am, what I understand is earlier it was objective type question was 20%, and when we learned from the sample paper that 10% was case based. So when the sample paper came, we learned from there that this 10% is part of 20%. So in that 20 marks, we included 2 case-based questions of 4 marks. Now,
Yes.
according to this new pattern, what I feel is now they have, completely segregated the categories. Like competency-based questions, they say it is 20%, which would include now case-based questions where we can give MCQs and multiple fill in the blanks and all other types, and then 20%, which is again 16 marks of AP, that would be entirely a separate thing.
So that objective questions, please.
What I feel is that obviously from 20 to 30, we've gone to 32, but in 32 also there'll be separate division of separate objective type questions on any chapter, and then separate case based questions of 16 marks.
16 marks, right.
Or maybe they may make it in section 1, or maybe I don't know, I'm just pre-assuming that maybe there'll be a separate section on case-based questions, like separate 16 marks.
Thank you
this
so
classification shows like this.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Monica ma'am and Nitika ma'am. Even I was interpreting it in the same way that 32 marks would be related with the case-based and the objective type of questions. So I think all of us will follow the same pattern.
Karuna ma'am raised her hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Even according to me, now it is this 32 is divided into 2 parts, 16 each. So
16
we will have multiple, so we will have multiple choice questions, case-based questions, and source-based questions. They will become part of those 16 marks. And then we'll have fill in the blanks, true, false, or reason assertion-based questions, or maybe one-word answer, or correct the sentences. The incorrect sentences, that will come in the category of 16 marks. So in totality, competency based should be taken from the case based, source based, and multiple choice questions, and objective type other we can have it other than competency based will be of 16 marks separate. This is I interpret.
Thank you so much, Taruna ma'am.
Thank you.
So let's move.
Ma'am, I was saying the same thing, but I feel that for source-based questions, 16 marks will be like bit too much. So maybe they give the breakup in the sample paper, we will be able to know. But for source-based only, 16 marks will be too much to like give. Only for source-based.
Right, ma'am. So it will be a combination of other type of questions as well. So I hope this discussion gave us a clear picture of what type of question paper we are going to make for term 1. Thank you so much, teachers, for sharing your thoughts and interpretations with all of us.
But ma'am, I think I want to add something here. I think CBSE is moving towards more objective pattern. So
Yes.
over the years, I think we will also have to change that perspective, that more of objective now. So
Right,
maybe
ma'am.
this is the starting point.
That will help us in avoiding ambiguity in checking, because we find a lot of discrepancy when we check the subjective papers.
And
So
ma'am,
maybe
moreover,
that's
if
the
we link it
purpose.
to competitive exams and all, they are all based on
Yes.
objective pattern. So,
Right, ma'am. Perfect, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So when we talk about the changes in this year's curriculum for the students who would be appearing in boards in the year 22, when I compared the curriculum with the previous curriculum, I couldn't find much changes in it. Only the deleted portion which was there last year because of the pandemic times, that has been added back in the curriculum. And there is a major change in one chapter, which is consumer protection. Earlier we were teaching Consumer Protection Act 1986 and its provisions, but now we'll have to teach Consumer Protection Act 2009. So in today's session we would be focusing more on Consumer Protection Act 2019. Just a small interaction, all of you please join Peer Deck. I'll give you the link in the chat window. It's an interactive platform. I hope all of you must be using that in your classes. So not a problem at all if we'll interact through Peer Deck. There is a link in the chat window and I'll give you the key also. It is SOTBZI. SOTBZI. Either you join through the link or through the code given in the chat window, teachers. Please join with your Outlook account, I think, because it's the same account which I'm using in the class, so it requires your Outlook account. I request all the teachers to please join me on Peer Deck. If you're facing any difficulty, then please let me know. I can see 7 teachers have joined. I request everyone to please come with me on Peer Deck. So it's just a small question. Can you recall any incidents where you or your family member filed a case in Supreme Court? Let's have a look at the responses. Okay, no one's family, not even a single yes. I was expecting this. That's why I put this question in the presentation. I was expecting this because even if I have to recall, then I cannot think. So this is what I was trying to initiate in the beginning, that in spite of teaching consumer protection for so many years, in spite of being in the category of that class of the society which is educated, which knows their rights and duties, we cannot think of any case which has been filed by any of our known person in consumer court. This tells us that still we hesitate in filing a case in the consumer court. It's not possible that in so many years, in so many families, no one has ever been cheated by the seller. It's not possible at all. We are being cheated in small things, like when you buy a vegetable, maybe you are buying 5 kgs of vegetable, and in that 250 gram or something is not as per the quality that was expected. When you order things online, at times the wrong product comes. Now, thanks to the online portal, that we immediately inform the big basket or the milk basket that this is the wrong product, they generally refund us. But otherwise, if it's not the online shopping, then we hardly bother to take an action if we are charged extra or if the quality of product is not good. So this is why it is very important to teach consumer protection to the children, which is the youth of the society, that we should not sit quiet. Even if it's a matter of 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 100 rupees, cheating is cheating, and we need to overcome that.
कितने महीने की
I'll just start this
सैलरी
up.
उड़ाई इस पे का
It's a small video that will give you an introduction about consumer protection. This you can use in your classes.
Consumers generally face a number of problems. The factors leading to consumer exploitation. At first, we will come to know about different factors leading to consumer exploitation. Point 1. High prices. Sometimes, artificial shortage of commodities is created in the market. The producers and suppliers do not release enough supplies of goods in the market. Consumers are forced to buy the commodities at a high price. Point 2. Poor quality of goods. There is a general feeling that in India, the quality of goods or services has been declining. Manufacturers, in expectation of greater profit, increase production but neglect the quality aspect of production. Many reputed firms have their own quality control departments, but the number of such firms is very limited. The quality of the products can be deteriorated due to impure or poisoned material used in production. Such adulteration is very dangerous to health. Like, if we drink poisoned milk in the morning, then what will happen? We will fall sick.
So this was just an introductory video that we can show to the students if we are teaching the chapter Consumer Protection. This gives us the reasons that why consumer protection is important in our life. So when we talk about Consumer Protection Act 2019, as teachers, we need to know a little bit of background that how this act came into force, when it was implemented. So before becoming the act, it was first presented as a bill, the Consumer Protection Bill. It was introduced in the Lok Sabha on July 8, 2019. Even this information can be shared with the students also. Introduced by Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. So we can ask them just thought-provoking questions in the class that who introduced this bill in the Lok Sabha. So they need to find out. So this could be a part of integrating GK with business studies. Interdisciplinary approach can be there in this way. Then it was passed by Lok Sabha on July 30th, 2019. Passed in Rajya Sabha on August 6th, 2019. And then it got consent from our President, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, on August 9th, and it came into effect finally on July 20th, 2020. So it came into effect in 2020, but still it is Consumer Protection Act 2009 because as a bill it was introduced in July 2019. Just a small question, teachers. Is it similar to 1986 or are there certain differences in it? Do we need to study the difference? Are there any differences in the Consumer Protection Act 2009 and 1986? Okay. Okay. So most of you say that no, it is not similar. There are certain differences between Consumer Protection Act 2019 and Consumer Protection Act 1986. I'll just have a look at the responses. So majority of the teachers are saying that it's false. Thank you so much for responding, dear teachers. And this was the session. So let's start discussing that what are the major areas of difference between Consumer Protection Act 1986 and CPA 2019. It is basically on the basis of applicability, regulators, consumer courts, product liability, pecuniary jurisdiction, e-commerce and mediation cells. Some of the differences I'll be taking up and the rest of the differences will be taken up by Suman ma'am later in the session. So we can just summarize these differences that earlier in Consumer Protection Act 1986, there was no central regulator. But in 2019, they have created one structural change is there that apart from the councils and the commissions, there is going to be a central regulator also. Then when we talk about filing of complaint, earlier it was a compulsion that a complaint can be filed from anywhere or from where the consumer resides. But now a complaint, now it can be filed from where the consumer resides. Earlier it was to be filed in the consumer court under whom jurisdiction of the seller falls under. So this is really a major difference that makes complainant very easy to file a complaint, because you can file a complaint from anywhere or from where the consumer resides. So that becomes very easy. Another point of difference is on mediation. Mediation is basically when a case is filed for consumer protection, then earlier there was no provision of settling the case out of court. But now both the parties will be given a chance to settle the case through mutual mediation. If they are successful in it, then the court will wind up the case and the case will be dismissed. But if through mediation they are not able to sort it out, then the court will continue with the further proceedings. Then, on the basis of jurisdiction, this complete portion will be taken up redressal mechanism by Suman ma'am. Then we have product liability. Earlier there was no provision, but when I read the Act, the Bare Act of Consumer Protection Act 2019, it simply says that product liability is on the part of the seller and the manufacturer, that they are liable if they are found negligence or some negligence is there on their part in manufacturing or providing the service, and the consumers have the right to seek compensation for any harm caused because of the negligence. So this we have been talking about always, that if you feel any negligence on the part of the seller or the service provider, then we need to file a case in the consumer court. Earlier this was not categorically added in the Act, but now this clause is also added there. So none of the seller or the manufacturer can escape from assuming their liabilities of product. Then another concept is related to e-commerce, since the society is moving towards digitization. So provision has been made there that in transactions of consumer protection, e-commerce transactions will also come under direct sales. And another thing is that consumers can have the hearing of the case through video conferencing. Earlier, physical presence was mandatory. On the basis of this comparative analysis, I just sorted out certain points that a consumer can conduct her own case via video conferencing, and engaging a lawyer is optional. It's not mandatory. You can conduct your own case and through video conferencing. So that is a new feature in Consumer Protection Act 2019. And for product liability, I just discussed that it is the relief will be provided to the person if he has faced any harm due to the negligence of the manufacturer or the service provider. Then e-commerce is tightly regulated, and e-commerce companies are expected to disclose all information. Settlement through mediation is possible. If it is not through mediation, then the court will keep hearing the case. Just a small slide to break the monotony of the session, so that we just don't feel bored during the session. Drag your dot to how you are feeling now. Because as resource persons, we also need some motivation. Drag your dot to how you are feeling. Okay, let me see. Okay. So that's 100% motivation for me that I must continue. Thank you so much, teachers. Thanks a lot. Now, if we go through the Consumer Protection Act, the Bare Act, it's a act of 20, 25, maybe 30 pages, and we'll have to read the complete Bare Act. And when I read the Act and the curriculum, I found that the whole Act is not required to be taught to the students in the class. So as per the curriculum, we need to discuss only these 5 things in the class: meaning of consumer, rights and responsibilities of consumers, who can file a complaint, redressal machinery and remedies available. We have been discussing these points in previous years also. As far as meaning of consumer is concerned, it remains the same. There is no change. The only thing that is highlighted, which was there earlier also in the Act, that when we are talking about consumer, we say any person who buys a product or avails a service, but does not include a person if that activity is for commercial purpose. Many a time students ask question that if it's a saloon owner and he bought 15 hair dryers and 5 of the hair dryers are not working properly, can he file a case in the consumer court? What can be your response, dear teachers, if such question comes to you in the class? I repeat the question. If there is a saloon owner and he buys 15 hair dryers, 5 of them are not working properly, then can he be considered as a consumer and file a case in the consumer court? You can take the hint from the slide which is there on the screen. Yeah. Can anyone please discuss this question, because many times students ask this question. So for this particular question, we need to read this slide very carefully. It says the consumer does not include a person who obtains such goods for resale or for any commercial purpose, but they have given explanation further. The expression commercial purpose does not include use by a person of goods bought and used by him exclusively for the purpose of earning his livelihood by means of self-employment. So when we are talking about saloon owner, he is into self-employment. He has bought the hair dryers to be used in his own saloon to earn his livelihood. So that cannot be considered as a commercial purpose. Right, so the expressions buys any goods and hires or avails any services includes offline or online transactions also now. This is the amendment in 2019 Act. But A part was given already in 1986 Act also. So we have to keep in mind that when such questions comes, we have to make sure that we guide the students accordingly as per this provision of the law. Then there is a structural change in CPA. Apart from Consumer Protection Council and the redressal commissions, the three-tier machinery, we have Central Consumer Protection Authority as well. This is an addition in this act. When we talk about the three protection councils, their objective is to render advice on promotion and protection of the consumers' rights under this act at the central, state and district level. These are the different details about the different protection councils. But the question arises that what is the difference between the Consumer Protection Council and Central Authority? Do they have the same role to play under Consumer Protection Act 2019? Do you agree with this statement that Consumer Protection Council and Central Authority have the same role to play under CPA 2019? I just tried to add those interactive slides where we don't have to type anything, we just have to choose something. So it becomes easy and it becomes quick also. So, okay, so we have two people are saying that we agree that they have the same role to play. And one of my friends says that we do not agree with this. Okay, so let's continue further and let's see, are they same or they are different. So I just read it and found the difference between their role. Consumer commissions entertain the cases of individuals or small group of consumers, whereas central authority entertain the cases where large group of people is affected. This is the basic difference. When we talk about the councils, then they are working with individual problems. But when we are talking about those problems which the large group of people is facing or a particular class of people is facing, then there comes the role of central authority. Then it's a point to remember that any person aggrieved by any order passed by the central authority may file an appeal to the National Commission within a period of 30 days from the date of receipt of such order. So that was a very small difference. Though the role is same, but the difference lies that Consumer Central Authority, it deals with cases where large group of people is affected. Then when we are talking about the changing pattern, we talked about source-based questions. So I just tried to take up one small caselet. Let us try to frame up that caselet into a source-based question. I would request all the teachers to read this case and try to frame up any 2 questions that you can convert this caselet into a source-based question for your students. I hope it's an interactive slide and you'll be able to type 2 questions there. So the case dates back to the last century when in 1991, Ashok Iron Works, a private company that manufactures iron, applied for obtaining electricity from the state's power generation company, the Karnataka Power Transmission Corporation, for commencing its iron production. However, despite paying charges and obtaining confirmation for the supply of 1500 kV energy in February 1991, the actual supply did not begin until 10 months later in November 1991. This delay led to incurring of losses by the private company. This prompted a complaint to the Belgaum Consumer Dispute Forum and later Karnataka High Court under the Consumer Protection Act 1986 for the delay in supply of electricity. So this is an older case which is before 2019 Act. So if this caselet is given, can be converted into a source-based question for Consumer Protection Act. You can think of any 2 questions that we can give to the students on the basis of this case. That will help all of us in actually preparing one source-based question for our children in the question paper. I request all the teachers to please type the question that comes to their mind. Yes, Suman ma'am, Arun sir, you can also participate in that. We can just wait for 1 minute for the teachers they have started typing. Wonderful. Okay, one of my friends says, is deficiency in services covered under CP? A wonderful question. State the appropriate authority under which the case can be filed by KTPC. Great, that's wonderful. I'm not opening that portal where the names will be reflected. I thought it's just general that what question comes to our mind, and you are free to type more questions if you think more questions can be framed up on the same caselet. What reliefs can be given to the aggrieved party? Wonderful. Can the complaint is admissible? Great. Which authority the case can be filed? Yes. Which right of consumer is violated? Wonderful. Name the authority under which the case can be filed. Great. What remedies will be available? So these are few common questions. Maybe more questions will come up if we'll read the case again. Which right of consumer is violated? What reliefs can be given? Redressal agency, can the complaint be admissible? What reliefs can be given to the aggrieved party? Is the responsibility being discharged? Great. So many different types of questions with the same caselet. So this is what the role of teacher is, that a small information is given to us and we just convert it into a question for our children. Thank you so much, teachers. We have one question ready as source-based for our students. Before closing the session, I'll save it and I'll try to share these questions with all of you so that we can add this question in our question paper in class, which is framed by us as teachers. Thank you so much. So this is how source-based questions can be framed up. I have taken this caselet from the actual cases that have come up in India, and I've taken it from the site Indian Qanun. So you'll find a lot of cases there which can be converted into source-based questions. This was the ruling by High Court in this case, that the court allowed the complaint on the 2 grounds that the applicant Ashok Iron Works Private Limited can sue as a person, because there was a confusion in the case when it was filed that whether a private limited company can be considered as a person or not. So we can add this question also, that is Ashok Iron Works in the capacity of consumer? Is he in the capacity of filing a complaint? And that supply of electricity, if found deficient, can be a fit ground for claiming. This question you have already given me, that can deficiency of service be considered under Consumer Protection Act. And then the Supreme Court sent the case back to District Forum for retrial on these grounds. The rest of the differences which are there in Consumer Protection Act 2019 and 1986, Suman ma'am will take up those differences in the next session. I'll be talking about a couple of teaching tools that we can use while teaching business studies to make our subject more interesting, since it's a complete theoretical subject. So I'll be talking about these 3 peer deck I have been using in my session. Can we have a quick discussion of 10-15 seconds that what tools you have been using in your classes? Rupali ma'am, which tools you have been using, so that we all can be aware of different types of tools?
Yes, Priyanka ma'am, even I have been using Peer Deck and
Yes,
showing them some, small videos. Peer Deck is the only thing which actually makes it more interactive, because they actually write their responses side by side.
Right, ma'am.
Yes, videos, Peer Deck, these are the things that we are using.
Thank you so much, Rupali ma'am.
Taruna ma'am raised her hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I am using in the classes, Peer Deck definitely we are using for the interactive presentation. Plus Kahoot also I use many a time.
For quizzing.
For recapitulating the previous day's concept, I use Kahoot so that the students feel happy when we are starting the session. And at the same time, I use Padlet also at times where the opinion is required now. When they want to give their expression, they want to say something about it, or where we feel that question can have more answers. So there, Padlet
is useful. Right. Thank you so much, Taruna ma'am, for sharing that. So today I'll be talking about Peer Deck. We have already seen that. There is another very nice site which I found last week, that is learningapp.org. You can note it down, teachers. Otherwise, later after ending the session, I'll put it in the chat window also. It is learningapp.org. And this I found very nice for making different types of activities which we can use in our online teaching. I'll show you one example. I made the process of controlling through this. I have made process of planning also through this, and I found students participating a lot through this. So this is the timeline. It is more useful in subjects like history, but I converted it for my business studies class, and I asked the students to enumerate the steps which are included in the controlling process when I was teaching the chapter controlling. So one by one, students keep telling me that what will be the first step in the controlling process. So if teachers, would you like to tell me, or I'll just put it there, it will be very curious if I ask teachers to tell me the steps in the controlling process. So if the students are telling me the steps, I'll keep putting these badges there at the number which they are telling me. So setting up standards, then measuring actual performance, then comparing actual performance with the standards, analyzing deviations, and taking corrective action. If the students are telling me these steps and I put this check, then you will get an answer. Great, you found the right solution. This you can also change. If the child gives me wrong answer, if I say this is 4 and analyzing deviations is 3, and then I take this, then it will show that these 2 steps are wrong. So it is actually a self-learning app where students can learn themselves, or you can use that on screen also while teaching in the class, and it's very easy to create app on this. You can just go to create app. I don't know whether you are using it or not. That's why I asked initially that if you are already using learning apps, then I would have skipped it. So you can go to, yes ma'am.
Nitika ma'am has raised hand.
Yes, Nitika ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So is it interactive, or it has to be done by the teacher? I mean, do you share some kind of link with the student?
Yes, you can share this link also. You can share the link also. It's up to you. It's up to you. So you can create.
But generally, you do it. But generally, you ask the responses, and then by sharing the screen, you do it. And
yes, I generally do it that way so that more interaction is there in online classes.
Ma'am, we also use at times word wall from
Yes,
that
word wall is
spin the
there.
wheel and
Spinning
yes.
the wheel. Yes,
But
that
ma'am,
is
there
also very
also again it happens that you are, you are just asking the question and they are giving the response. You are, spinning the wheel. Then the
Yes.
question comes and they give their responses. That
It
is
is
also one
somewhat
thing that
same.
I
It
use.
is, yes, it is somewhat same.
So it is okay, all right.
Yes. Right, so this was Learning App where you can create the apps, different types of apps are, and creativity activities are there. So this was one tool that I wanted to share. Another is this genial.ly. This is the link that again I'll be sharing in the chat window. That is genial.ly. This is to make interactive images. I don't know whether we are using that or not. This I found a couple of days back. This is my recent discovery, interactive images, and I thought that I'll share with you all. I'll give you the link also. Controls. By the time this is loading, I'll put the link in the chat window so that all of us can use it. So if you can go to the site and create interactive images. Since we are running short of time, I won't be able to teach you how to create the interactive images. Even I have to explore a lot because just 2 days back I found this tool. So this is basically an interactive image that you can create on this site. Just give me a second, it will load. Yeah. This is in full screen. So this is an interactive slides. This is not made by me. It's an interactive image. This has been made by some other teacher, but since it was on public portal, I could use it. So if the child has to look for importance of consumer protection, so if you will click on this, you will find that how many interactions are there in this image. This will show you that these many interactive elements are there in my image. If I have to look for importance of consumer protection, I'll click on it and consumer protection will be open here. So this is the complete chapter with different activities also. This is the teachers section and this is the student section. I really liked this image which is created by one of the business studies teachers. Wonderful creativity. We can use it in the class also since it's available on public portal. If the child wants to look the book, it's there. If the child wants to have a look at the mind map, the link is there. Self-grading quiz, if you will click on it, it will take you to quizzes that we have been using in the classes. If you want to see the worksheet, if you click on it, the worksheet will open. So in this way, different sites will open when you click on these interactive elements. So this is the site, that is, I've shared the link in the chat window where you can upload any image and you can convert it into interactive image. That will also help us in attracting the students in the class and captivating them during delivering the sessions. So these were two nice tools that I found recently and I wanted to share with all of you. I hope that will help us in making our subject more interesting. I'll just go back to the session. Okay, before I wind up my session, I would request all of you now to type a little in 1 minute, just write the most interesting thing that you found in my session today. Just one thing, any one thing, very briefly you can type. Sorry, Suman ma'am, I just took away 10 minutes of your session. If you could just write one interesting thing from today's session. The tools, the first question. Thank you so much, dear teachers. See, in spite of being teacher, these things really motivate us. So motivation is really important. Right? Thank you so much. I really enjoyed interacting with all of you. And the next session will be taken by Suman ma'am. I hope all of you liked the session. Oh, thank you so much. Before Suman ma'am starts the session, let's have yoga time. Just a break of 1 or 2 minutes. Because as we give break to the students, even we need break in between. So I'll just play the same audio that we play for students to just relax for a minute or so by the time Suman ma'am can be ready with her presentation. I'm sorry for my system, but it will take a few seconds in playing the audio. And I'll have to switch off my camera, then only it will be played.
Good morning, students. Let us practice some breathing exercises for better function of respiratory system. Sit straight, eyes. Put your right thumb on right nostril. Inhale from left nostril. Close the nostril by one finger of your right hand and remove the thumb. Exhale from right. Now reverse. Inhale from right nostril. Close the right nostril by right thumb. Then remove the finger. Exhale from left. This is one cycle. Let us practice the 3 cycle. Inhale from left. Close it. Exhale from right. Complete exhale from right nostril. Inhale from right. Exhale from left. One more. Inhale from left. Close. Exhale from right. Inhale from right. Then exhale from left. Down your hand. Eyes will be closed.
Thank you so much, dear teachers. I hope we all perform the yoga exercise also. Now I'll hand over the session to Suman ma'am. Suman ma'am, over to you. Arun sir, have you posted the link for a feedback form in the chat window?
I'll just put it, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, dear teachers. I really enjoyed interacting with you all. It was wonderful. And thank you for being such patient listeners. Thank you so much. Over to you, Suman.
Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka. So before continuing with the session, first of all, I would like to thank our beloved chairperson, ma'am, for providing us this opportunity and empowering us to share our views. And I would like to extend my heartfelt thank to principal ma'am also for guiding and motivating us for our development and growth. And really, I feel that this is the very good platform for professional development and personality development. Let me share my screen, then we will start with the session. My screen is visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Priyanka ma'am has already started with this amendments. What amendments, what enforcement was there. So today in second session, the objective will be we will be discussing the changes in consumer dispute redressal commission, that 3-tier mechanism, about their members, pecuniary jurisdiction, appeal, provision for remedies available, and then we will be try to cover some new provisions related to mediation and review. And we will be having a small session for knowledge enhancement for teachers only, not the part of syllabus, as it is not the part of syllabus. The provisions related to misleading advertisement, which is very new provision. Again, it's new provision. Then we will see some the ways how we can incorporate art integration into the consumer protection chapter, and we will share some worksheet for students related to this chapter. So before proceeding further, let's have a brainstorming session. I am giving you the prompt on this slide. So you need, you please name the regulator of different section of society. It's very easy. We all know about the regulator to protect the interest of banking consumer, regulator to protect the interest of, I have to give link, sorry, I forgot to give you the link. Let me give you the link. Short form you can write. Yes, so please join peer deck. So this Consumer Protection Act 2019 is very much consumer friendly. So we just discussed in the beginning that we as a teacher, we as an educator, we teach this chapter and we do not go to the court to file a complaint. Now this act is a game changer for all of us. By sitting at home, we can file a complaint. There is provision for online complaint as well. So I hope after understanding what are the new changes, I hope you are able to join the peer deck rise. So once you understand the changes which are very consumer friendly, and the government, the parliament has taken into consideration the challenges faced by consumer while making this new act. So I can see only 2 teachers are connected. I request all of you to please join peer deck. See, I want you to participate, you to be interactive. So you just need to write in very short form. You know all these, the regulator to protect the interest of banking consumer, and then regulator to protect the interest of investors of security market, and regulator to protect the interest of consumer in general. So 5 teachers have joined. I request all of you please join peer deck. So we can discuss also if yes, RBI is the regulator to protect the interest of banking, and then we all know about this SEBI, and now new regulator to protect the interest of consumer in general has been established by this
सेशन
new
अब ये
act.
और वही रिकॉर्डिंग ना बार कोई वो कैमरा नाम का बंदा है वो चालू कर देता है बार बार मैंने 2 बार बंद करी थी
You are on unmuted. You are unmuted.
अच्छा मेरा
can you tell the name of the
regulatory
regulatory
और कर रहा है हमने नहीं करी
to protect the interest of consumer in general? Yes, anyone? CP. Very good. Very good. Thank you for answering. Thank you, teachers, for answering. So moving further, so this is very important change. The regulatory authority was missing previously, so this act has added this authority. Now, starting with Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, 3-tier mechanism. We all know about these 3 levels. Now the change is that earlier the district commission, the name was District Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum. It has been changed to District Commission. Now it will be named as District Commission. About members, under National Commission, 1 president and minimum 4 member, and maximum can be as per central government will decide the maximum number of members. Under state government, under state commission, the state government will decide who will be the president, and minimum 4 member, and maximum will be decided in consultation by the state government with the central government. Same way in district commission, president and 2 minimum member, and maximum again state government will decide in consultation with the central government. So there earlier, I want to tell you earlier, specifically for president, specifically was mentioned he should be or has been the judge of Supreme Court. That lines has been removed from the new act. Now the qualification of these members and president their term of office, their appointment procedure, their method of recruitment, everything will be decided in case of National Commission by the central government, and in case of State Commission and District Commission, the salary component will be decided by the state government, and the rest of the things, the qualification, term of office, appointment procedure, the rest thing will be decided by the central government. Okay, now I'm again throwing you a question. For calculating the value of pecuniary jurisdiction, what components we were considering as per Consumer Protection Act 1986? Like the 3 levels, we have the pecuniary jurisdiction defined. So what component we were taking into consideration while calculating that value of goods and services? We can discuss also if it will save our time. Let's discuss. Yes, teachers, you can raise your hand instead of writing there. What were the components? Value of goods and services and compensation. I got your answer. Very good. We all know about this, the earlier provision. Now, the new change is that the compensation word has been removed. The Parliament taken this step. Parliament was very conscious about the fact that consumers were raising their amount at their choice to go to higher court. So that's why this compensation word has been removed. Now the pecuniary jurisdiction will be decided from the actual loss or the value of goods and services paid as consideration. Compensation will be not included. Now again, let's discuss. I hope you must have updated yourself about this. So district commission, under district commission, when can we file what is the limit of pecuniary jurisdiction? Yes, you want to write, I can give you the prompt, or otherwise you can discuss, we can discuss also. So
yes, ma'am, I think it is 1 crore for the district commission, up to 1 crores, then 1 to 10 crores it is for state commission, and amount exceeding 10 crores is for national commission.
Yes,
I think
yes.
So.
Yes, sir. This is the change. Earlier it was 20 lakh. So we need to update ourselves according to CPA Act 2019. We have to teach this as a syllabus. So district commission up to 1 crore we can file a complaint, and for state commission more than 1 crore but up to 10 crore, and if the amount of goods and services paid as consideration exceed 10 crore, then we can file a complaint to the national commission. Now about territorial jurisdiction, Priyanka has already discussed that where the aggrieved party reside, he can file at his place in case of district commission and state commission. The question does not arise for national commission, obviously. And above this, the new provision, the new law provides for e-filing of consumer complaint, because it's a game changer for all of us. Why we have not filed a complaint, because of that this maybe the one of the reason we don't want to go to the court. So e-filing and video conferencing, the proceedings can be done through video conferences. Very effective changes has been made by the government under this act. Now very needed change is there. Before starting with this unfair contract, I want to ask here, how many of you have read the terms and condition? When you buy the goods, there are many times you see that terms and condition apply. So how many of you have read those terms and condition while buying the goods or while investing in any security? Terms and condition applies. So how many of you have? Raise your hand if you have read those terms and condition. Please interact. Yes or no, you can say.
No, ma'am. Usually these terms and contracts are very technical, and sometimes the language is very kind of illegal. It's difficult to comprehend, and there is paucity of time also. Means like for an insurance policy, it is 4 or 5 pages, so it is very difficult to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Other teachers, please interact. Monica, ma'am.
Not always. Where we feel at times, yes, we can quickly go through them. So then we read. Otherwise, like as Sarah said, we do not read them very often.
So what happens sometimes if we have cheated with those terms and condition, and we approach to the seller, he escape himself. He denied his liability by mentioning that terms and condition, by mentioning the terms and conditions. So in that case, this provision was not earlier. Now this provision has been added into the jurisdiction of state commission and national commission. No need to go to district commission. If the complaint against unfair contract where the value of goods and services does not up to 10 crore, we can file a complaint to state commission, and more than 10 crore we can file a complaint to national commission. So unfair contract, what are these? The contract between the buyer and the seller, and where the terms and condition may be putting any obligation or condition or charge on consumer which may be detrimental to consumer. Okay, so this was about new provision, very much needed. Now again, I want you to please drag this. Will the old cases, now we have understood the changes in pecuniary jurisdiction. Earlier 20 lakh, up to 20 lakh, then more than 20 lakh to 1 crore, and more than 1 crore was the limit. Now this limit has been changed. Will the old cases be transferred after enforcement of new act in view of change in pecuniary jurisdiction? So you need to drag the dot. I hope I have given, or you, what I have given. Okay, drag the dot. No, very good. Thank you for participating. Yes, now many teachers. Yes, so there is no need to transfer, any of the case. The case will remain wherever they were filed before this new act. Now the provision related to appeal, a major change is there in case of filing an appeal to the state commission against the order of district commission. Earlier the time period was 30 days. Now it has been increased to 45 days from the date of order. Then appeal to national commission, no change. The time period will be 30 days. In this case, it is same. No change is there in time period. And new point has been added. Appeal against the order of central authority, the regulatory authority. If it has passed any order, appeal can be made to the national commission. And same way, no change in the making of appeal to Supreme Court. Time period is 30 days. One point is common point for all. If in case the appellant who is required to pay any such amount in terms of an order of the commission has to deposit 5% of 50% of that amount. Earlier there was the provision that 50% of the amount or 25,000, whichever is less. Now the option has been removed. It's compulsory to deposit before making appeal. Before making appeal, you need to deposit 50% of that amount. Now I have highlighted the changes in remedies available. In point number C, earlier the interest component was not there, so now new act has given this also in favor of consumers, that interest on such price may be given returned to the aggrieved party. And this product liability, Priyanka ma'am has already discussed, so this is again a new remedy for us. And again, same remedies, there is no change, but one change in case the loss is suffered by a large number of consumers and the commission feels that these large number of consumers are not identifiable, then in that case it may pass order to pay such amount as may be determined. The minimum amount was earlier it was 5% only. Now it has been increased to 25%. And there was provision where to deposit, how this fund will be used. Earlier the provision was this will be credited in favor of such person. Now this has been removed. Instead of this, this amount shall be credited to such fund. Okay, this is the change. And new remedy is available against the misleading advertisement. The commission can pass the order to cease and desist for issuing any misleading advertisement. Although there was a remedy earlier, it was only to issue corrective advertisement. Okay, now it has added a new provision. Now mediation, already Priyanka ma'am has explained you. So it is again a game changer for a consumer if he to get very quick relief. Okay, so mediation is appointed by mediation cell is attached to each and every commission, the national commission, district commission, and state commission. Now the central government will make mediation cell for National Commission and state government will establish the mediation cell for this district commission and state commission. Now this mediation, the procedure will, how it will happen, if the complaint has been filed to any district commission or state, any commission, it appears to the commission that there exists an element, then that case may be element of settlement which may be acceptable to the parties, then the case can be referred to the mediation. Again, no appeal shall lie if any order is passed by the concerned commission. Now the proceedings will be done at mediation cell. That two things may happen. There may be the parties may agree on one point and settlement done. Then the mediator will make a report giving that settlement to the commission, and commission will pass the order. Okay, then commission will pass the order. But in case the parties are not satisfied with the settlement or the mediation proceedings, then the mediator will make a report accordingly and will forward that report to the commission, and then court will proceed with the case. Now another new provision has been added, review petition. So instead of making appeal to the higher authority, it is the option with the aggrieved party. They can make an application within 30 days of such order for review petition. Okay, so even the court, all these three commission has power to review their own order on their own if they see that if the error is apparent on the face of the record. So this is new provision. Now this is a video, we all can show this video. This is related to case, how the aggrieved party can file a case and how they.
Welcome back. You're watching Fight Back. Has your mobile phone maker failed to rectify the defects of your phone despite repeated reminders? You can now drag it to a consumer court. In a recent judgment, the Pune District Consumer Disputes Redressal Forum has pulled up Sony India and directed the company to pay nearly 21,000 rupees for deficiency in service and causing mental agony to one of its customers. Rabiul Islam has the story.
The complainant, Ankur Borwankar, had purchased a mobile handset from a Sony India outlet for 15,201 rupees in Pune. According to the complainant, he was assured that the handset was of perfect quality and insured by a warranty period.
So I am stopping here. So these are the videos we can use in our classes to introduce the chapter, how a person has been cheated and how he can file a complaint and what relief he has been received. So you can show these types of video in your class. So before starting with knowledge enhancement, if any question related to the updates in the three-tier mechanism, you can ask if you have any question related to that. Otherwise, I can move further. So for teachers, knowledge enhancement, this content is not the part of syllabus, but yes, as an educator, we must update ourselves with some changes, with some updations. Okay, so it is interactive slide again. I request you all to drag the dot. Whether the CPA 2019 will be applicable on Jammu and Kashmir, on the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Union Territory of Ladakh. So there is an interesting fact behind this. That's why I put this question. So I'm getting both the answers. Some teachers are saying true and some teachers are saying false. I will tell you the interesting fact. So majority is saying, okay, 4 dots and 3 dots. So 50-50%. Okay, so let me share with you all the very important point that the both acts, I am talking about two acts, the Consumer Protection Act 2019 and the Jammu and Kashmir Act 2019. Both were notified by the by our Honorable President on the same date, that is 9th August 2019. So in the act, if you open this CP Act 2019, you will see in under preliminary chapter 1, one line, point number 2, it says that it extends to whole of India except state of Jammu and Kashmir. So this line tells us that this act is not applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. But when you open the Jammu and Kashmir Act 2019, Here in their table 1 is there. It says it is about central laws made applicable to the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Union Territory of Ladakh. So 13 number act is Consumer Protection Act 1986. Right, so it says what is the amendment in subsection 2 of section 1, word except the state of Jammu and Kashmir shall be omitted. Now what is the interesting point, that this act has been repealed. Instead of this Consumer Protection Act, the new act, the Consumer Protection Act 2019 will be mentioned here, will be read like this. So we can say, we can conclude that this Consumer Protection Act 2019 is applicable on Jammu and Kashmir, this Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. So new provision about advertisement, we will be discussing some provisions related to advertisement and misleading advertisement, because again a new provision by this under this act. So advertisement, they have defined, it is very inclusive definition. If you see the last point, it includes any notice, circular, label, wrapper, invoice or such other documents. So this definition is very inclusive. Anything can be included in the meaning of advertisement. And same way they have defined, they have given the definition of misleading advertisement. So misleading advertisement in relation to any product which falsely describe the product, which gives a false guarantee related to quality and quantity, which convey an expression which constitute unfair trade practice, or deliberately conceal important information. So what I feel that the most lethal unfair trade practice is misleading advertisement, which influence our decision making. So again, I want you to please drag the dot. Advertisement act as a powerful tool to mold one's purchasing power. So as not as an educator, I want you to drag the dot as a common man, as a general consumer. So we always feel that these advertisements influence our decision making, right? I want to share one example. If one person need a mobile, he may have seen a very attractive ad on mobile, and that advertisement has advertisement has attracted that person to buy that particular mobile, and this advertisement remain in his mind, and usually he go into that flow, and eventually he buy that particular mobile which may not be as per his budget. So I strongly feel, I strongly feel that yes, many of you sometimes, but as a common man, we strongly feel that yes, these advertisement hamper our choices and hamper our rights also, consumer rights. So again, interactive slide, I want you to tick the rights which may be violated by the misleading advertisement. What do you think? Which rights? This question we can give to the students also. Misleading advertisement violates which of the following two consumer rights? So misleading advertisement always hampers one's choice, also violates the consumer right. Let's see, right to be informed and right to choice. Yes. Any other point? If it is coming to your mind, we can discuss. The session is open session. We can discuss anything, any right which has not been mentioned, like others right, 6 rights are there. So yes, these 2 rights, the right to be informed, we need to have correct information, and right to choice, these 2 rights hampered with the misleading advertisement. So we need to capture these traders, these sellers, these manufacturers who makes this misleading advertisement. So there is a provision, again, product liability. Priyanka ma'am has already discussed this provision. Now, very hard punishment is there for misleading advertisement, not only on the manufacturer but on the endorser also. Now we have, we can hold endorser responsible, make responsible for this misleading advertisement. So penalties, fine may be fine may be extended up to 10 lakh, and imprison may be extended up to 2 years, And in case of subsequent offence, fine may be extended to 50 lakh rupees and imprisonment may be extended to 5 years. Now, these are some news link related to this topic. You will find many news online as well as in newspaper, which we can share while taking class on this chapter. So this is the recent case. Decide NGO's plea on fake masks. The NGO has made the complaint at Bombay High Court. Now, Bombay High Court has referred this case to the consumer. I'm sorry. My screen got stuck. Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you're very much audible.
Yes, now it's working. So this was the recent case. Again, it got stuck. Where the NGO filed a complaint related to mask. They ordered a particular quality of mask, but on Amazon, they ordered at Amazon e-commerce platform, and when they received those masks, they were not as per the quality mentioned on the site. Okay, so this is recent case. You can share with your students also. The Bombay High Court has directed the authority, this regulatory authority, to decide in this case. And one very interesting fact I want to share under this, that the parent company Amazon US has strict quality checks in place, mandating FDA approval. FDA's Food and Drugs Administration approval is required. Amazon US, but while in Amazon India, a seller just need to provide GST, PAN, and bank details. So these are the arguments taken under this course. So let's see what will be decided in this course. You can keep track on this case. Same way, there are the rules. You can show this news. And during COVID-19, there were many cases when the prices were increased by the seller. So we can discuss this also as an unfair trade practice by the traders, or restrictive trade practice by the traders. So we can discuss a lot from this chapter with the students. Now coming to the slide. Again, it got stuck. Yes. So how we can incorporate art integration in this chapter? So first of all, these art integration inculcate the 21st century skill among the students. Their communication, critical thinking, creativity, and collaborative skills can be inculcated through this art integration. And there are many ways. This list is non-exhaustive. We can do the many activities under art integration. Like for consumer protection, I have selected, but you can on your own select any of the activity. There can be street play, jingle, song, or rap, or admit. So one student of our school has made rap. I want you to please hear this, listen this rap.
By the time ma'am is playing the audio, teachers, I request you all to fill separate feedback forms for all the resource persons for the day. The link remains the same, but you have to fill it 3 times for 3rd of July. One would be for one resource person in session 1, then second resource person in session 1, and then for Manisha ma'am in session 2. So 3 times you are filling the feedback form. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So this is the wrap.
Good evening, sir. How can I help you? रुकावट के लिए खेद है. धन्यवाद. काला समा ये हमें यूं निखारे. काला समा छूटे इनके नारे. काला समा हिम्मते बिन सहारे. काला समा छूटे इनके वादे. जरूरतें नीलामी यूं छूटे इनके वादे. क्यों षड्यंत्रकारी इरादे बुल प्रभावशाली राह चुन. You'll be fair, then we'll be lovely. Packs move and acting pricey. Fake visuals won't get bed. You earn profit, no respect. हम अंधे ये काने राजा वाम कैद ऐसो छासा. एक घूट से ना कोई जीत ये हौसले ना छूटी रीत. Online cards, amaze, zone, facts, wealth, shame, gold. काला समा ये हमें यूं निखारे.
So this is the rap made by our student. So in this way you can incorporate, this is very interesting chapter, we can incorporate many activities under art integration, comics, strip or the poster or the cartoons. So there are many ways you can incorporate art integration. So the session is open to you. You please think what you would like to prefer, writing something or enacting something, or how you feel that art can be integrated as a child, what you will do as a child, or you want to recite. Again it got stuck. I want to give you a prompt. It's screen is got stuck. So let's discuss. It's not working. My screen got stuck. So let's discuss what according to you can be the activity. What is coming to you? Any slogan, anything? What is coming to you? Please discuss. Okay, you can on your own decide about the many activities I have already shown you can be incorporated as art integration act into the Consumer Protection Act. Now, before ending the session, if any doubt, any question related to this updates, you can ask. Worksheet for students. In this way, you can make the worksheet. This is the quality marks and name of the mark has been given now. Where it is used, the students can do this worksheet in this way. Another worksheet is also we have made like filling the blanks or true false. We can give objective type question or the filling the blanks to students, right? So we can make worksheet. Even we can use these cartoons what we have in this way. We can use these activities of art integration for framing the questions. So very interesting. The students will enjoy in answering those questions. So the session is open for any point which you want to discuss or otherwise. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being interactive. Thank you very much to all.
Arun sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a very wonderful session. Thank you, Priyanka ma'am, for sharing such interactive tools to make our classes more interesting in online mode. Thank you, Suman ma'am, for highlighting the changes in the decimal mechanism, the CPA, in such an interesting and interactive manner. I hope all this knowledge we would be able to assimilate in our online teaching mode and make our classes more effective. Thank you, both the resource persons.
Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am, Suman ma'am.
Yeah, we'll be meeting again.
For enlightening us with the new Consumer Protection Act and for sharing the interactive tools. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you, Rupali ma'am. And for the next session, where the resource person is Manisha ma'am from Vasundhara 6, we are meeting again. So I think there is a break for us for 20 minutes, not more than that. So 5 minutes before 11, we'll be back at this channel. So we'll let the meeting go on, but you people can take a break for 20 minutes.
So before we leave, I will request everybody to fill two feedback forms for two resource persons separately. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Arun sir, you can also take a break.
Yes, ma'am. I want to talk to you, ma'am. I'll call you just.
Okay. Sir. Sir, please check message.